For the year of 2019, in terms of statistics, the Chinese bond market has seen a default, a record default about 130 billion yuan, and which is up by about 6.56% over the last year. So this is not very good. In terms of the US markets, we have seen truncated week. It's primarily the holiday season. However, the markets have gone upwards by about close to 1%, with Nasdaq being better off compared to the other indices. Overall, the global markets have followed suit. They have also grown positively in the last week, except for Shanghai, which is down about a little. In terms of the Indian markets, the year of 2019, apart from the domestic inflows, we've also seen FPI inflows coming in during a phase of low GDP data, the low GDP growth. Overall, the inflows, the foreign inflows have come to close to about 1 trillion INR, which has been a record inflow after a gap of about 6 odd years. The last it was seen was in the year of 2013. The Nifty this week was gone negative. It has been negative today, primarily on account of the derivatives expiry, and overall for the week it was down by about 1%. The indices that it was metals and media. Both were up by about 1.8%. Energy was down by about 2.5%, and FMCG and pharma both were down by about 1%. Overall, for this year, majority of the sectors have not done well, and specifically pharma, which has not been giving any great returns for the last 5.5 years. So we have taken a contra view this week. Our stock recommendation is for Alembic Pharma with a target price of about 640 odd levels and a stop loss at about 490 odd levels, signaling an upside of about 17.1%. In terms of their performance, the business performance have been good. The September quarter, they've grown by about 10% year on year. Also, their margins have seen an expansion of about 108 basis points, and EBITDA has grown by about 14.6%. Also, in terms of the R&D spend, it's about 14% of the revenue, and X of R&D spend, EBITDA margins have been at about 40.7%. In terms of the parentage, this company is about 100 years old. The BD Amin family is owning about 50% of the company, and they have a strong distribution network and a strong focus on the R&D. So that augurs well for this company. In terms of the FDI approvals, this has been one of the consistent performance, gaining FDI approvals consistently over the last 1 year, specifically in a very stringent market. So that's doing well for the export markets. Overall, the company has a decent mix in terms of exports as well as the domestic formulation business. So it contributes about 40% of the business. They have a strong R&D focus with about 3 R&D centers, 14% of the revenue deployed in R&D, and about 29 ANDAs filed in the last fiscal year. So that augurs well. In terms of valuation, the company is trading at about 15.6 times the earnings, which is much lower compared to the industry average, about 29 times. A strong R&D focus and experienced management team with this kind of valuation log as well. That's a recommendation. Thank you.